Is that another story time I see? Today you guys are gonna join me in the second ever story. Not only the 8 cast members are gonna be sharing a story, but also yours truly. And I'll be answering some questions too. So let's go hear some stories.
And I'm here to share with you one of my favorite party stories from Cornell.
One of the most fun parties that I went to when I went to Princeton.
Everyone was talking in all the group chats and all the Facebook groups about what events happened, what do we need to know, what do we need to expect. One of the first things that I heard about was pool party.
There's this house called Dream House. And kids live there and decided, let's throw parties here.
One of my friends from my acapella group was like texting me like, come to Luther House, it's so much fun.
So Harvard Yale's an event that happens every year when our football teams face off against each other, and either our community all travels to Yale to party, or Yale's community all travels to us to party.
But first month of school, and it was called Dollarama, it's basically $1 to get in, and there were so many people there. There were people from all across New York, from all across the different New York schools, NYU, some Long Island schools, Wagner, I think. There's a lot of different schools. There's so many, I don't even remember.
People plan their entire terms around this weekend. Alums will put in sick days to come up and enjoy 𝐷𝐒 again.
Slope Day is definitely one of the most widely experienced party days at Cornell. It's a lot of fun. About like an hour before the party, I decided what if we went as airport workers, the guys on the tarmac that direct the planes down onto the runway. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So we shot down to Party City and we found these large glow sticks. They're made out of styrofoam and they were like a foot long and they lit up, they were red, they were perfect. We showed up. Music was already blasting. We were so excited that we were relieved the week was over. We got in there, it was nice and dark in there. Everyone was wearing some really cool costumes. There was a traffic jam at one point, right in the intersection nearby. And my friends and I saw this and we were like, this is our time to shine. And we went in, we made our move, we got in there and we started directing traffic with our glow sticks. And we were directing the Ubers in, people were jumping in cars and just getting past, and we cleared up the whole traffic jam and it was hilarious.
On Friday, kids will get up at like 6 a.m. to start pre-gaming, and a lot of people skip class, all in preparation for the big kickoff event called Block Party. Everyone is partying outside. There's people hanging out on frat balconies looking down. There's music blasting from speakers, and there's live bands performing, and it's the most exciting, enjoyable time ever. I think a lot of people would agree that Block Party is their favorite part of 𝐷𝐒. It's such an unexplainable energy that just courses through frat row during those couple of hours. And then after Block Party, it's followed by a bunch of concerts that happen Friday night and then Saturday all throughout the day. And those are hosted by both the school and different frats and sororities. We've had Tinashe, Sage the Gemini, Waka Flocka, London on Track, which is amazing for Hanover because it's rare to see any artists up there.
Imagine a huge loft on the Upper East Side of New York City, double-decker, spiraling, metal staircase going upstairs. So they're like, let's throw a party. So they're gonna throw a lingerie-themed party. Awesome, with it. Here at Brown, all about inclusion, comfortability, and it's just safe party. So when we all heard that, we were like, yeah, that makes sense. I was wearing this right here with the hood up, I was feeling ready, and nothing else. Well, not nothing else. I had on some boxers, and we get through, and it's amazing. It's immaculate. It's like a great 𝐷𝐒 party. There's people in lingerie, there's people in anything. It's just it just almost spewed out body positivity. So I get in, and I see these poles for people to dance on throughout the whole bottom floor. I also look up, I'm like, what's hitting in my head? What, is it wet? They have a leak? And they're popping champagne bottles from the top, level. I'm like, no way. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And it's just an amazing party. Just complete debauchery, safe debauchery.
One of the first things that I heard about was pool party. And I was immediately intrigued, but when I found out that it was upwards of $50 for tickets and in a bar downtown and mostly upperclassmen I heard went to it, I was like, I think I need to check out the backyards, the basements, and the crowded rooms before I go to this level of partying. So I waited it out. I didn't go that fall. That spring, I also waited it out because it was a little too expensive for me at the time. But then when sophomore fall came around, I was like, it is my time. I need to see what the fuss is about. I need to see if it's as hype as people say. So we all have our fishbowls. We're all, getting super excited. Slowly, everyone else starts getting there. The venue gets absolutely packed. I'm seeing, all my friends, my acapella friends, my friends from my sorority, my friends from classes, my friends from every area on campus, are all there.
So freshman year, it was at Harvard, and a few upperclassmen were talking to me about it in the dining hall. They're like, bro, I can't wait for this. And I'm like, yo, what is it? And they're like, dude, it's the biggest tailgate you'll go to for the entire year. Literally, there'll be 1,000 people at the same party. So I'm like, oh, bet. The tailgate I went to was at Mather Courtyard, which was an incredible experience because Mather Courtyard feels like a Roman Coliseum when you enter into it. It's like the stairs descend down and it opens up to the stone courtyard. And the beauty of it is because of the stone and the brick, the music echoes off of the building so much that you can hear from like 100 yards away. So I actually start taking off running. So I'm running towards this party and I get there. When I get to the top of the steps, I see this crowd of 1,000 people and it's just as I had imagined it, just all this crimson and navy, just a sea of energy of people just going nuts. And I see my friends in the corner and they're like, Mike, and I'm like, yo, and I literally slide down the railing on the stairs to get there as fast as possible. And this dude that I knew named Rob Rush, who was a senior at the time, was dancing in the circle, and he knew I was a dancer too. So he saw me and he like tried to transition it off. So he hit me with this power ball and he's like, and I'm like, oh, and everybody's like, oh, they're going at it.
It's a cheetah themed party, but I have no cheetah clothes, so I literally just get dressed in all black. So I walk to Luther House and I just hear like the music blasting. I go in and I see like all of my friends who I haven't seen like in the summer. I'm like hugging them, like, hey, how are you? And I've never been to this place before. So basically it's an apartment, but like with a huge backyard. Like the backyard had like 2 different levels. It was insane. It was just so much fun. And then even after that, so I think that party closed at around like 1 a.m. And then 𝐋𝐄𝐄 opened up their late night. And Luther House is right next to 𝐋𝐄𝐄. My friends and I like climbed the brick wall over to 𝐋𝐄𝐄, jumped into like the backyard of 𝐋𝐄𝐄, and just like continued partying until like 3 a.m.
We had it in our auditorium on campus. There's just so many people there. Everyone was dancing. There were people twerking on the walls. There were people twerking on the floor. We had a lot of the fraternity sororities, start doing their strolls and stuff. But it was just so cool because like nobody was judging anybody. Like everybody was just vibing. And there were just so many people, so like you could do your own thing. It was like a rare moment to see from like the Columbia community where everyone could just do their own thing, just enjoy life in that moment. Another really cool party I went to was actually at Princeton, and there people were taking shots from an ice sculpture. So that was just cool, like one of the various cool experiences to like live so close to a school where you could just go there. Like Princeton's an hour away.
So there's this fun event called Tower Underground, which is at this really fun eating club called Tower. They actually have the best food on campus. I decided to go with my best friend and my roommate Luke, right? We're vibing, we're getting ready in the room, like, we're listening to music like we always do, and like, we're putting on a fit, but not too nice because, like, and there's a lot of people, you're bound to get beer all over yourself. And everybody and their mother's there. So like Princeton is really cool because it's big enough for it to be interesting, but also small enough for it to be super intimate. So I actually just pulled up and like all of my friends were there and it was so fun. When we got there, there was this enormous ice sculpture, right? And the members of Tower were literally just pouring like drinks down this huge ice slide into your mouth. It was super unsanitary, it was super gross, but it was a vibe. The funniest thing that happened that night is that I was like kind of dancing with this guy, right? And then he was like kind of getting close to me and I was just like, damn, like I feel like you're about to kiss me. And then he kissed me and I was just like, okay, a vibe. And then I lost him. And then I go to the other side of the dance floor and he was dancing and making out with a girl and I was thinking, oh, I hate that girl. I have no idea who she is, but I bet she's the worst. Like, I just automatically assumed she was like a terrible person. And then I got closer and it was my best friend. And I was just like, oh wait, no, it's chill, it's my best friend, it's whatever. And then I went to Wawa after, so I ended up with the meals.
So I hear you guys want a little story time from Dom. A little Dommy story time, My chair's farting! My favorite party. At Penn, they have frat and sorority date nights. I'm not in a sorority myself, but I have friends who are associated with frats. A brother of a frat or a sister will invite somebody to go to a date night with them downtown. Usually they'll rent out clubs, mansions. Landry brought this up in the previous episode. I have a friend named Quinn, sup Quinn, who would go to a ton of different frat date nights and he would invite me to go with him. He invited me to this one frat's date night called Theos. The brothers of Theos rented out this ginormous mansion. It was beautiful. Like it was basically a spot where somebody would get married. You get to get dressed up, you get to wear heels, you get to put on your makeup, and all your friends are there and you guys are just dancing, and there was a band there, so the band was playing live music and everybody's having so much fun. They served you like full course meals. It was amazing.
Great question. I don't think I've ever figured out the answer to this either, but I will say I think it's really important to be honest with yourself and know what you can handle.
The workload can get kind of hectic at times, but if you stay on top of everything, you'll be able to get it done. It can get stressful, but you just keep chugging along and you'll see everything is doable.
For me personally, my answer is do as much as you possibly can during the week. Like, if I'm not in class or at work, I'm in the library or asleep. Like, that's pretty much all that I do during the week, so that when the weekends do come around, you're able to just go out, sleep in, recover from the night, you know, see your friends, and not have it looming as much in your head.
So what me and my friends do personally is we make an agreement that Monday through Thursday, we're not really gonna try to be social like that. We're literally just gonna focus on doing our work. So you go to class, you go to the library, you plan out your week so that you're literally working Monday through Thursday. That way, by the time Friday comes, you're free and you can do whatever you want.
Okay, so compared to parties at state schools and bigger schools, you're definitely not going to get that at Columbia just because you're in New York, so space is very limited and things are a little bit more expensive. So while you can always get alcohol and things, it's always going to be there, but it'll just, you know, you're in New York, so prices will be a little bit higher.
You know, Princeton does a really good job in making a culture of really just being against any type of sexual harassment or sexual assault. Like, a lot of my good friends and I, like, you know, we're always on the prowl for creeps. Like, you know, we see something weird going on, like, I'll always be, like, one of the first people to step in and be like, yo, like, this can't be happening, like, back off, go away. And that's, I think that's kind of a big mood at Princeton. Like, we just are not we're not with it. Like, we don't accept sexual assault. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, obviously, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but all I'm saying is that, like, Princeton is relatively safe compared to a lot of schools, and the fact that we really take pride in the fact that we really just have no tolerance for it. And obviously, like, if you get caught for it, the university will deal with you accordingly.
Hiking is one of the most incredible activities to do around Ithaca. There are these gorges that run in and around campus. Beautiful scenery, beautiful hiking trails, when the weather permits. That's the if there, because in the early fall and late spring, the weather is awesome. But the majority of the year, the weather is not great, so you don't get to use those trails.
So in terms of the KickBack show expanding to other universities in the US and also globally, I do plan to do this, and I'm super excited to share that a West Coast version is coming very soon. So make sure you subscribe so you know when I'm branching out to universities outside of the Ivy League.
I would say, especially at Dartmouth, I can't speak for the other Ivies, but hookup culture is huge. It's not taboo whatsoever. It's very commonplace, and you can easily, like, find people to hook up with if you want. That being said, you do not have to participate in hookup culture whatsoever if you don't want to, and not participating in that culture won't exclude you from anything, and you can still have a bunch of fun without it.
So I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but I'm pretty sure less than 20 or 30% of students are actually in Greek life at Penn in a Greek organization. So if you choose to not join a Greek organization, you absolutely still have tons of events that you can attend, both Greek and non-Greek. But I will still say the dominant culture in the social scene is probably going to be Greek parties.
This is a good question for me because me personally, I don't drink, I don't smoke, or do any other substances. And there are other people like that as well. And at the end of the day, you know, we still getting lit. So the music's still gonna be blasting, the party's still gonna be bumping, they're still gonna be dancing, you're gonna see your friends. it's gonna be a great time. And you're gonna make stories that you're gonna be able to share with other people, just like I've been able to share them with you.
So we just heard like so many different stories, and I'm like still wanting to hear more. So if you have any crazy party stories, please put them in the comment section down below so we can go through and read them. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button and press the notification bell so you can know when I post, which is every Monday, Friday for those who are new. And make sure you guys join me on Monday at the next convo where 8 new cast members will be sharing why and how they chose their majors. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, kids, and I'll see you guys next time at the Kickback. Bye!